This job just went wrong, people. I don't know. You tell me. So it starts off like this. Customer calls me out, says, hi, I've got a shower mixer valve, which the cartridge needs replacing. So first things first, I always ask for pictures, yeah? And to give anyone a breakdown of this job, I obviously will provide pictures. So customer calls me out, says, I've got a shower cartridge which needs replacing on site, right? So I'm like, okay, send me some photos of the cartridge. I was given this photo of the cartridge, right? And then provided another video as well. I am not on site. I don't know this customer. So this gives you a little bit of a backstory of how this happened. This is just a message on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp business, which people definitely do send me often. But I want to break this down for you guys. And I want you to tell me if I did the right thing and if you would do the same thing, right? So let's play the first video.
So the washers inside are damaged. So even when turning, we should actually have water. It should turn on, but that's not happening. So yeah, it needs replacement, and it's leaking from underneath, as you can see.
So for you that didn't get that, he said when he's turning the shower head on, it leaks, but you're not actually getting any water turn on. So to change the thermostat might be the right thing to do, but it's not something which I've diagnosed and assessed while being on site, right? So I'm taking this person's word for what they're saying and only being instructed to do what the customer's asking me to do. So this job is in, I think they're in Finchley. Yeah, Finchley, right? Finchley Road. I've quoted, so this is a Grohe thermostatic mixing cartridge, right? And they can have their issues sometimes. And the issue was that he wasn't getting any hot coming through. So yes, replace the shower cartridge, right? But for the viewers and everybody else here, I want to give you some context here, which is the shower's not turning on properly. The issue is it could be the thermostatic cartridge, right? The cartridge has been removed in a photo, but the customer is not sure that it's the correct part. And then when I'm getting more information from the person who I'm speaking to via WhatsApp, he's telling me it's an Airbnb business now. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So now this starts to get a bit messy. So you see the video, and then he sends me another picture, which is also a box. So I'm just going to show you this box. So this is a whole shower unit, right? And I thought to myself, okay, you could have purchased the wrong shower in the first place. The whole shower valve, the unit itself, could need replacing. Because I've not sourced it, we don't know if it's the correct unit for like, or do you have to alter the pipework? Because that becomes another problem then. The customer doesn't see the physical problem, and what they see is, I've got a cartridge, it just needs replacing, but you will need to go to the site and replace it. So I quoted £180, yeah, for replacing the cartridge if it's like for like on site, right? And if it's available. So removing the old cartridge, fitting the new cartridge, right? Testing and confirming. That's what that £180 is to do. But is it not correct to assume, right, the customer's got the right thing? Most people would assume that, yeah, they might have the right thing, but I always have to ask myself, what prior knowledge and experience do you have on doing these things like this? Are you sure that it's the right type of cartridge? Because I can get there, then I would have to go to the shop again. So me going to the shop and counting for my time, because I'm a business. I'm not a plumber who just, oh, I'm not doing nothing, so I'll just pop around and do this job. That's not how I'm going to run my business in the future or right now. So I just don't do stuff like that because I know it becomes very time consuming. It can be frustrating. And it's not always very professional to, okay, I'm going to quote you for 180, but because I had to go to the shop, then I had to come back, then I had to go again because they didn't give me the right one. I spent another 2 hours. So I'm going to quote you another £120, £150. Do you get it? And then now the price has obviously crept up. And if that, I'm not trying to say that that was going to be my price, but if it was, we'd be looking at something nearer closer to 300. And at that point, you might as well just replace the whole shower unit itself. But you might not have much access and you might have to damage the front and cut a whole access panel out. Again, the job starts evolving into what it doesn't need to be. So customers came back to me and said £180 is just to replace a cartridge is over, like I'm charging them too much. But I just want people to understand that from my side of view, yeah, it's like, all right, you're not understanding that I'm going there, assuming that you've got the right part. There isn't scale inside it. I don't have to clean it out. I just have to put the new cartridge in with lubrication as well when you put in cartridges. So making sure that process is done, making sure that it reaches heat like it says, that's going to take me like 10-15 minutes because you're going to run the shower for a little bit. You have to test anything before it's like commissioning it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not just going to put it in and say, yeah, turn it to the left, turn it to the, it's working. There's a process behind it if you don't want people to have stupid comebacks with you as a tradesperson, to get bad reviews online. You know, these things stop all these things. But I think the customer doesn't understand the travel which I'm going to go through, the risk of sourcing and trying to find a part which might not be available on stock today, right? No, it's not. It's not 100. It's £180 for the cartridge to be replaced. It's not a call out. The call out money is included in the £180 to replace and fit a cartridge if they supplied it. No problem, bro. What's happening, Sam? You good? So basically, £180 covers the call out. It covers fitting a cartridge on site if it is the right cartridge. But the customer is unclear and can't give me a clear answer and say, this is the correct cartridge. We've had someone there before, and the picture, what they sent of the cartridge, is not from above. When you look at this photo here, this photo won't show it from above. On top of the head of the cartridge, I haven't got one up here. Oh, I have one. So these cartridges here, which are very similar to shower cartridges, right? It's got a number and a head on the head, right? So there will be you can't see it on this camera, but there's a brand number on there, which is the brand. You can see it there, innit? So it will tell you where the brand is and obviously give you a model number as well, right? I can't confirm any of this with the client and he's not there. So I've got to make precautions and obviously protect my time from nonsense. You know, a quote of £180 today, I think is very well priced for myself. You know, normally call out, I'm charging people £150 to £180 just for the call out. We'll look at the job when I get there. But I've decided, cool, this person's contacted me, obviously had seen some good reviews for myself. Let me give them a fair price for a half an hour drive from where I am, right? So it's half an hour there, half an hour back. I would still only charge them £180 for that repair. So I'd spent an hour traveling and roughly an hour on the job if it was a straight swap. Do you get it? When you charge people for jobs and quote them, yeah, I think some people think in their head, fucking hell, mate, you're making that much money an hour. It's not 8 hours because I've got to split that. Because 1 hour is going to be when I'm working, another hour is going to be when I'm driving back or driving to there. And in between, if you think that we're going to go to the merchants and wait around and get a cup of tea in the sun and do all that, I mean, for the same price, excuse me, sir, it doesn't work like that. Enough. I just think that, like, sometimes people feel that your cartridges ain't free. Petrol ain't free neither, of course, Sam. You know that, innit? But I like to be the fair plumber, people, innit? I don't want to be the person who's unreachable just because of my 23 years of experience while being a plumber or working in high-end homes, you know. Money's money at the end of the day. I'm not going to lie to you, but I feel that what customers see on one side isn't a full, true reflection of everything what goes on when you're on the job, right? The uncertainty of this person by saying, I told you that one might need to be collected. So you're letting me know that it ain't going to be the right size for it, or it ain't going to be the right fit for it, right? So it's not as simple as just taking out the new one and replacing it, because if you've got the old one out already, which I can only assume that that's what happened, and the reason for you buying this new one is because you've either matched up the model numbers or you've bought this whole new unit, you've realized that you've still got the receipt, you can take it back and it only just might be the thermostatic cartridge. How many shops in that, what area is it? It's in Finchley, are going to be stocking thermostatic cartridges for mixers? I know a shop which might have it in hand because they specifically do stuff like that. But the shop what I would go to for this Goard thermostatic cartridge It's not like it's a super expensive one. No. I would go to a shop which is in like near Latimer Road in Notting Hill, which specifically does that. And to drive there and drive back, yeah, we're talking about an hour and a bit now. Do you get it? Do you get what I mean now? Hour and a bit, drive there, drive back. So I've to take me to go to that shop. So let's say I got there half an hour looking at it. Cool, need to go to the shop. That shop, I know specifically is going to have it. I'm only going to go to shops which specifically stock what I need, or just do shower mixers, or have a big range of parts, right? Because I don't know if people are not aware of this, yeah, but a lot of plumbing shops don't stock stuff anymore. Don't have stuff on their shelves. Not even Screwfix does sometimes. Screwfix, you go on and it says that you'll be ready to collect it the next day. I've found that with even looking for siphons. Simple, stupid shit. They don't stock it. You can come and collect it tomorrow. What? I need it now. I'd rather pay the premium to get it right now. But you end up paying a premium sometimes to get something right now. But you have no, it's like me saying that, am I going to start searching Grohe shops which stock thermostatic cartridges in that area? I could have done in that Finchley area. Yes, I could have done. But this is all work, what I'm doing before I get to the job for that same £180. I'm not saying £180 for an hour is not worth it. I'm saying that it's not just an hour's worth of work. And I feel that when you give people sometimes that ballpark figure, they run with it, but they also get their own, oh, you're making that much money. Oh, I think that's a bit expensive. I don't ever justify why I'm going to be charging someone something for that. Because if I'm now had to say to you like, oh, well, it's my time and it's this and it's that, it's just too much, to be honest with you. Like, are you going to get someone who's going to do that for that price? Possibly, yeah, you are. You might get someone who will say they'll do it for 150. Cool. But you're not telling that person that 150 involves you going to the shop, picking up another one, coming back and fitting it again. And again, you still have to approve off of the price of the cartridge in the first place. And even if someone does take the time to invest and look in how much that cartridge costs, again, it's still time. Are they going to go to the suppliers? Are they going to jump on the internet? Are they going to start doing Google searches? But first of all, they need to get there to be able to assess it. And me personally, someone of my experience here, I'd like to assess the problem for myself. Even though you see a picture and a video of something, yeah, one video, you can't always be 99% sure. And it's one video from someone else who, I don't know. I don't know if that person's some handyman. I don't know if that person's a plumber. I don't know why that person didn't just replace it themselves. Why is it they said, no, I'm not going to replace it? For what reason? Do you get it? That's where an experienced tradesperson starts to have alarm bells ringing, or they say, you know what? You're a fisherman. You're fishing around for the best price because you feel that 180, 150 is too high just to replace something. Because, quote unquote, we're living in an era and a time when customers, people, they're going to go onto YouTube and they're going to search videos are replacing a cartridge because that person has put that in their report or possibly said it to that customer and said, oh, yeah, the cartridge needs replacing. So we can assume that from that video, right? the video says, and I'll let you listen to the audio of the video quickly. 1 second. We'll play it now.
Yeah, so after investigating this thermostat, I figured out that it needs replacing. Yeah, so the washers inside are damaged, so even when turning, we should actually have water. It should turn on. But that's not happening, so yeah, it needs replacement. And it's leaking from underneath, as you can see.
So the leaking from underneath, that could be the seal of the valve, yeah? At the front, there's rubber washers in between. There are 1, 2, 3 rubber washers on this specific type of cartridge. We've got a picture there so you can see. That's how I worked out that there's 3 rubber washers on it. If the rubber washers are perished or damaged, yeah, or split in any type of way, that might be the reason why. And the cartridge might be scaled up inside. This is why your own diagnostics when you turn up to sites are very important. But we also see the person with the valve in their hand. This is the valve, right? So if you've got the valve out, why are we not replacing it? Is the customer turning around and saying that I want it for cheaper from you? You know, just someone with my experience, it just starts to make me think sometimes when I'm on any job. Like, I try to price things as fairly as possible. £180 to go out to an area where it is a 30-minute drive from myself. It's in N3. Turn up, replace the valve if it's on site. He's told me the valve would need collecting. Collecting from where? Because there are many shops, and I know Pacific shops which actually have good parts when it comes to cartridges. Good, they'll have it. You know, like this one shop what I'm thinking about, it's like Goswell Plumbing. That's what the shop is called. So yeah, if you guys ever want to find a good shop, it's called Goswell, and that's supposed to be one of the oldest plumbing shops in London. Yeah, but they have so much stuff inside their shop. I mean, so much. And I would feel very confident and competent that if I went to Goswell's to get this cartridge, it would be there. It might be a bit expensive because I know that shop is just not cheap in general, but they're definitely going to have the part what I want. So if you're a tradesperson and you're going through this conversation, you've heard what I've said, what do you think? I want to know your thoughts, people, because what should I have done to stable this situation? Should I have done something else? Or would you have gone in there blind? That's a question to you guys. Or would you have confirmed it's the right part first? Or would you have kept to the fixed price, what you've originally said to the customer, and not quoted a new price? I want people to drop their comments underneath, because this creates a good conversation for trade people who understand jobs when we look at them, and others who are homeowners, or I don't know if this person's a personal homeowner, but they're running an Airbnb, and turnover time is very crucial when it comes to businesses like this. He can't rent out that Airbnb unless they have hot water and they have a working shower. You know, it's like saying we've got a property but it doesn't have a working shower because we can't find a plumber to change the cartridge. Well, if it's just a change of a cartridge, just pay someone to do it. I'm sure in Finchley Road, Airbnbs are going for more than £180 a night. It's just that some people want something for nothing at some points. I get it. Maybe someone who's more of a local plumber to that N3 area would do it for a little bit cheaper. But I do not live in N3, and where my business is located is Hatton Gardens. Hatton Gardens to N3. That would be a long drive. And my address with my business is on my business WhatsApp. So everything is it's there and it's in plain sight. Also, my on my profile of my business WhatsApp, I always ask people for the location of the job, photos and pictures if you've got it. And initially the person just messaged me and said, I've got a shower mixer that needs to be fitted and it's here. And that's when I decided to call them and chase it up, just because I was interested. And I'm on my day off at the moment of my work. I'm doing a shift at the moment. And on my business WhatsApp, it's got this information. So it says £170 for a call out, right? So if you got charged 170 just to fit it, I'm just charging you an extra 10 quid on top. This is where I start to wonder, am I too cheap or people too tight? I know everybody wants to try and get something out of it, but we got to make sense out of it, people. So people in the chat, what do you guys think? Do you think that it is expensive, or do you feel that I'm underpricing myself, or is it a breakdown within communication from the customer to me and them, or they're not understanding what processes get done when they're asking for a cartridge to be swapped and they're not sure if they've got the right parts? People always want a deal, right? That's true, they do want a deal, but in every case of me talking to this person, I'm being honest, open, and responsive with what they're telling me. So you've only told me it's an Airbnb later, right? So the urgency to fix it is higher than somebody's house, which is maybe what they might be using all the time, right? So taking that factor into place, taking the factor that it is in N3, so I've got to drive there. I've said to you, it's a half an hour drive. We've got to take that into consideration. We've took into consideration that the person has got a replacement unit, but is not sure that it's the correct one, and is saying to me that I have to go to the shop. Where the shop is located, this person's not still told me. If we're going off of somewhere where I know is going to have this Grohe thermostatic cartridge, it's going to be at that Goswell plumbing shop. That Goswell plumbing shop is in Notting Hill. Notting Hill from N3 is definitely going to be a longer than a 45-minute drive there and back, right? So we are now, if we're at 3 o'clock now, I ain't getting there and back till like 4:45, and that's counting that I don't get into traffic. So now we've done half an hour there, 45 minutes to the shop. So we're at an hour, let's say we're at an hour and 45, hour and 20 minutes, right? So maybe 4:30. Okay. So 4:30, I get back there. It's still going to take, and I always give an hour play to be able to fit, install, and check that it's correctly operating properly. So now we'll be at 5:30. From 3 to 5:30, 180. Is that normal? Sam, tell me if that's normal, 180. Because you're in the chat right now. Does that seem normal? Sam, you got a Manchester United thing up there. What's going on there, man? Sounds fair to me. It sounds fair to work from 3 o'clock, to drive, to go back, to finish at roughly around 5:30. Yeah. Now I can see why you're laughing in the chat, because it doesn't sound fair. But anyway, people, I'd always like to ask people what they think of it. What team do I support? I'm not going to tell you, man. You'll get upset, because I know that you support Man United. I'm just going to leave it. Sorry, the price sounds fair. £180. Well, we're very different, mate. I ain't going to be doing that for £180 going back and forward like that. And again, when this information is unclear and the person's not a regular customer, we need to have our wits about us. It can seem, to me, it seemed like a bit of a gamble, you know, just because they're unsure of the shop and all that stuff. So, you know, it's not going to kill me. I've got another job later on today anyway. If you win one, you might lose another one, but you get another job back. At the end of the day, I just wanted to bring this conversation to my community and people who are not plumbers and plumbers as well, so we can have a good conversation about it, because I feel that it's one of those topics which some people kind of get and others kind of say, oh, 180 for 3 hours work plus driving and picking up something. Do you get it? And you can't guarantee that it's going to be, you're going to be just on time. You can't, you must be a Spurs. I must be a Hammer supporter. What, Spurs? Could be. Look. Let's stop the football stuff, because we're thinking about World Cup at the moment. Who's your team in the World Cup, Sam? Better say England. If you say something else, I'm locking you off, mate. I just thought it would be a really good conversation for us to conversate about people. So drop your comments below, because I'm interested in what you guys think. I'm off to have a nice day, and I got another plumbing job to do later on this evening. So I might be back with some more content. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Drop a little comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Is this overpricing, or is the customer not understanding what fully goes into the job? Make sure you are having a lovely day as well, man. Sun's out, guns out, people. Let's get it.